Okay. Okay. Okay, I am going to go ahead and get started. This is our weekly team call. And, okay. So I just wanted to start the call off. I'm not going to take too much of your time tonight. If you are listening to the recording, the topics that I'm planning to go over tonight are mostly to talk about the inviting process and how you can reach more people authentically through social media and whatnot. I think that question, along with scripting and whatnot, has come up a lot because there's a lot of new coaches and some coaches that are just starting to work their business. And so I felt like that was a really important one to address. So first things first, if you are not registered for the Success Club trip to Punta Cana in 2017, I highly encourage you to do so. On my Team Cup webinar last night, two of the people are fairly new coaches that are in there, and they were under the impression that you had to pay something in order to get on that wait list. And that is not true. You actually don't pay anything. It's completely free for you just to get your name on the wait list. And the reason you want to do that is because you continue to accumulate points, which points turn into dollars, which the dollars are what pay for the trip as time goes on. So at this point, you're going to be in the thousands down on the list anyway. You probably will still get off the list, but you don't need to pay anything right now. What will happen is if you get taken off the list, if they contact you, they'll say your spot is going to open up in 2 days or whatever, expect an email. You'll get an email, and then you have 96 hours to pay if there's any difference that needs to be paid, or to commit, or whatever the case may be. And if at that point you determine you can't afford it, or you just don't want to go, or it's not good timing, then you can do that. But get yourself a spot, because it's such an amazing opportunity to do it. It's you plus one. It's basically like a free trip for you and a spouse, a friend, significant other, mom, dad, whatever. So I can't stress that enough. Even if you're brand new and don't even know what it is, get on the list. And I'll post the link again tonight in our group just to make sure that everybody knows what that is. The Team Cup, I think just about everybody's on a Team Cup, which is awesome. There is a video that was posted from a couple of years ago from a team that had really great success. They were the Team Cup winners for 2 years in a row. And they just kind of give some tips. And I guess the best way to look at Team Cup is sort of like looking at every week, the month of February being the last week of any month. So when you think about a last week of a month in anything you do, even if you're a brand new coach, if you have a job or some sort of deadline, typically when it gets down to crunch time, you pull out all the stops, you do everything you have to do or can do within reach to be able to reach those goals. That's kind of what the purpose of Team Cup is to work together in a group of new people that you don't normally work with, or work at least not as closely with, to really try to pull together, come up with strategy, challenge each other, throw crazy, scary numbers out there that you don't think you could accomplish, but you're going to go for it and just see the best, do the best you can do. If you normally contact 5 people a day, make it your goal and let your team know for Team Cup, you're going to contact 10 people a day for the first week. And then push yourself, and the third week, do 15 people a day. And I'm going to talk about how to find those people, but that's kind of the intent of it. The intent of it, it's fun, it's friendly competition. There's some really fun prizes you can win. Even if you don't win a prize, it's really, really good for your business. I can guarantee you that if you really do pull together and kind of use it as a brainstorming session with each other. The month of January was, I spelled January wrong. I'm sorry. I was rushing through these a little bit before we got started here. So that's real professional. But anyway, the January recognition is, I'm really proud of our team, actually. Like, we're really starting to get some numbers on the board. We're a young team. I remember when I first started that Meredith was a very young team, and her board, if you will, it was small. It was small. And I was just noticing, she posted in Soul Warriors yesterday, I believe it was, what her board looks like and how big her team has grown. And it's amazing. Like, it's amazing to see in less than a year's time how many people have been touched by this opportunity and that she's been able to reach, and then people that she's brought on have brought in people, and it's just kind of cool to see. So so Success Club 10, SJ is a diamond on the team, and she has maintained that status for over 6 weeks now, and she hit Success Club 15. And that is, you know, not a fluke thing. She is a definite go-getter. She puts a lot of time into making contact with people, to making authentic contact with people. And those of you that have her as a coach know what I'm talking about. So, you know, they say success leaves clues. And if you're watching kind of to see what people are doing, you know, reach out within our own team. If you see things people are doing and you see them putting big numbers on the board, or you see them connecting with people or whatever, don't be afraid to contact SJ, myself, any coach on the team that you feel like you could learn from or they can learn from you. That's what we're here for. So that's awesome. Way to go. I actually didn't know, SJ, that you got 15. For some reason, I thought it was 12. And then I saw that when Meredith posted, I was like, holy cow. So anyway, so congratulations. Myself with Success Club 5, Eric Stewart with Success Club 6, and the almost there, which is amazing, which means you put numbers on the board, which means you've helped one person at least, which is great. Terry Campbell, and that was Terry's first full month. Nicholas Creekmore, Vanessa Creekmore, Heida McKee, and Michelle Patterson. And Terry and Michelle, those were both their first challenge packs that they have sold, and so they've got their first 2 challengers, so that's pretty exciting for them, both of course being really new in the business as well. So congratulations to you guys. When you guys see Success Club, like, it's during Team Cup, it really gets really numbers driven, but during any other normal month, your main goal is you want to try to hit Success Club 5 at a minimum. So when I've got months where my numbers may be high, and I've got months where my numbers may be low. Some months absolutely are going to be tougher than others, but I try to make it non-negotiable to hit Success Club 5. Once you hit a point where you've got 2 coaches underneath you, hitting Success Club 5 at a minimum guarantees you that, 1, you're going to be Emerald because you'll have 2 coaches, and 2, by hitting that Success Club number, the company's going to give you free paid leads. So what that means is that when somebody goes on Beachbody.com and they order something off of an infomercial and they don't have a coach, or they just go on Team Beachbody and they want to place an order and they don't have a coach, and so they just get pushed through a different website, even though those are infomercial orders, they have to assign them a coach. And the way that they determine who's going to get assigned that order is through a list or a lottery, if you will, of people who have hit Success Club and have met the criteria. And the criteria is that you have to be Emerald, you have to have your profile updated on your Team Beachbody website, and you have to have hit Success Club 5. If you hit 10, there's even another layer of support. I mean, I have had things happen where I've had coaches get signed up out of nowhere that I didn't even know. That's happened only once. I'm sorry, twice that's happened. I've had strange things like somebody goes and orders like 4 bags of Shakeology. Now those don't count for like your numbers. You don't get Success Club points off of those, but that's volume, which means you get paid 25% of what they purchase. So it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. That's helping 3 people is Success Club 5, essentially. So that is all I have for slides. So I am going to minimize this. Does anybody have any questions before I continue about recognition or any of that? Okay. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about when we talk about meeting or finding people to talk to is free groups. And this is something that I personally have kind of gone back and forth with myself a lot. And one of the things that I find with the free groups is that it's great to have once a month minimum, that you have a time period where you go 5, 7 days, whatever, you announce it, people come into the group, you take them through some sort of a challenge, whatever it is you decide you want to do for it. And then after that free group is over, you hope to make more contact with them, and you hope to be able to filter them through to get them on a challenge pack, to potentially get them into the coaching opportunity if it's something you feel like it's a fit for them and they feel like it's a fit for them. Or at a minimum, you want to at least make sure that you stay in touch with them without having to personally, send them messages constantly and so forth. So I have always had this free group. The way I started my business from day one was I had a free group that I started. And that was basically just, hey guys, I'm going to start this free group on clean eating, and I put it out there. And people started to join it. And I kind of only did that. I had one group. I filtered everything through there, and I got away from it this exact same time last year because the interest in free clean eating challenges going into the first of the year and after Super Bowl was so big that I thought, well, this is a great idea. I'm going to create a whole nother group. So now here I am with all these little 5 to 7 day groups. I've got this one challenge group that is my 21 day fix and people doing programs, and then I've got this other challenge, this other group that's just my free group, and then I've got my page, and it's like, this is way too much. So I don't do free clean eating challenges enough to really make them beneficial. But as we're kind of rolling over to the month of February here and all the Super Bowl stuff, I look back at my numbers, I look back at what I did last year, and that's it. This is exactly when it was kind of a turning point for me. So my free clean eating challenge last year, I put out there, I had 204 members that asked to be in that group. So, which was awesome. It was a great group. I got a lot of challengers out of there. I had a lot of stuff going on in there. It was a great group. We had a lot of fun. I've done other challenges inside of there since. But over on this other side here, I had a lot of my warm market and a lot of people in this free, just like fitness page that I had created way back when I first started coaching. And I was finding it difficult to be able to marry the two, to be able to get people from one to the other. You don't want to just want to add people to something. You want to get their permission, but you're not necessarily friends with these people because they're selecting to, they're requesting to join the group because you've invited them to a free clean eating challenge. So I'm getting kind of back to this whole one group thing. I don't have any coaches in here. This is just sort of a free, it's Fit Wife Life free wellness page. And I've gotten back into just posting little mini challenges here and there. We're doing a plank challenge right now and people are participating. I'm doing a little gift card giveaway. And so what this becomes beneficial for is that when you are talking to somebody and you go through all the steps, you have introduced them to kind of what you're doing. You have told them about the packages. You've told them options they could do. You've talked about pricing. They either don't think they're ready, or they don't feel like they're going to be supported, or they don't think that it's something they can afford, or they don't believe that they're going to succeed. Whatever the case may be, if you've exhausted all those options and you still want to stay in contact with this person, put them on your list as a contact, but get them over to something that you can continue to be in front of them. They can go like your like page, and that's a good thing too, but that still doesn't give you that like really personal attention. So one of the things you can do in here, for example, if you were to say, let's say SJ and I are doing a new challenge on February 15th. So what if you were to say, okay, I'm going to do a challenge on the 15th. I'm going to create an event. You have to manually go through and select all the people in your friends list that you think might be interested in something. In this situation, so I've got now 244 people over here. And if I want to create an event, I go here, hit create an event. I didn't realize this so recently. It doesn't create an event inside of this group. It creates an event just like any other event, which SJ and I kind of learned the hard way that this is what happens because I thought it was inside the group. But the benefit of this is it lets you select right here that you can invite all the members of this free little wellness group you have here. And I post once a day. It's just like adding value, a place for people. I don't even really talk about the products. I don't push Shakeology. Maybe I'll post a recipe about it, but that's not really the intent of the group. But I've got the audience here now, so I can select that, and it's going to pick people that all at one point or another decided that they were interested in something I was doing related to fitness, health, wellness, coaching, something. So that's the benefit. I'm not saying you have to do it this way. I'm just saying that this is what I'm doing. I'm explaining why it kind of makes sense to me, and why it limits the amount of groups and things like that that you're in, and it really lets you target kind of who you want to talk to. So even if I do like a 5-day free clean eating challenge, I'm just going to do it in here. And I've had about, I don't know, I've talked to probably 40 people already this month because of Team Cup, and I have filtered a good 20 of them into here because we went back and forth, and we determined that this is just not a good time for them for whatever reason. And I felt really good. I felt really like I wasn't kind of leaving loose ends. I felt really good thinking, okay, I now have someplace I can sort of take people to. And the last part of the conversation was, hey, I respect that it's not for you right now. I'd love to stay in contact with you. Can I add you to my email list and get their email? Even if you don't have a newsletter, get their email. And would you like to be added to my free wellness group where you can get some health tips, recipes, and once in a while I run some free fun challenges? They're probably always going to say yes. I can't imagine somebody saying no to that if they've gone as far as the entire, process of determining if they're ready to be on a program or not. So that's that. And then from here, if I want to make contact with somebody in here and I, see a post they make, or I'm getting ready to do something and I want to actually message them, then I've got all their information right here. So some of them I'm friends with, I can message them right from here. So if I'm going to talk to somebody in here and start forming them, I'm going to do it behind the scenes anyway. This is just keeping your contact list in one place. So are there any questions on that? I know, SJ, I don't think I've even showed you that before, but did you have any questions on that?
No, that was super helpful to see it visually, how you do it. I think you tried to explain it to me once, but I was kind of lost, and I'm just more of a visual person, so that definitely helped.
Yeah, good. I mean, you could even double post. I mean, you could post what you're posting in here on your like page, because again, the people aren't really going to see all of that stuff. So if you're really just trying to build something where you're just adding value and you want a place to filter people through, you don't know what to post, you can totally post the same thing. I mean, it's all health stuff that you're posting anyway. So, and I mean, I just started doing it again because of what I realized. I went back and I looked and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I still have people in that group from last year that I haven't been able to get their attention again. So frustrating. And yeah, I can go post in that group too, but I don't want to. I don't want to post in a million groups. So anyway, so that is that. So hopefully you guys are able to find that as something that's helpful. So the other thing that I keep you guys are asking, and I try to share, and I don't want to confuse people. And so what ends up happening is it gets confusing because there's a lot to say. But when someone's asking you questions about the products and the programs and what you're doing, and especially new coaches, we have Jillian as a brand new coach on the team, and I've known her. We met when our oldest, our 6-year-olds, were babies, and I haven't talked to her since. So it's pretty awesome. We just reconnected. She just signed up, and she is gung-ho. Like, she wants to talk to people and get to know people and find out what's going on and what they could be doing. And I don't really have anything out there for our team that's like a scripted kind of say this, do this. There's so many scripts out there and so many things you could say. So I'm putting together sort of just copy pasting all my little notes and things that I've taken from Soul Warriors and from Set Your Soul on Fire, and condensing it into just one simple web page. It's going to have a password on it that you guys can go to. And it's not going to be cut and dry, say this, then say this, then say this, because I think that gets us in trouble. Because if you're new, it's easy just to copy paste. And those are my words. Those aren't your words. Those were Amy's words. They aren't my words. So to prevent you guys from feeling like you have to be robots, and to give you the ability to be able to form people and to talk to people and feel confident about what you're saying and kind of get connected to the conversation, I'm just going to put scenarios up there, and then you guys can kind of see what it is. I think it's easy to overcomplicate. It's like, I did the same thing when I first started coaching. It was like, oh my gosh, somebody's interested. What do I say? So it's like, it's scary. It's because you don't want to say too much, and that usually is what ends up happening is we totally word vomit all over them, and we tell them like every single thing that there is to tell them. Or we see the script and it feels like, well, gosh, that's 6 steps, and I feel like that's going to take too much of their time. So I'll just condense it all into one. But something that SJ has pointed out to me many times, and it's a really good lesson, is that you guys have to think about what would you think if that was you? I mean, it was all of us at one point or another. Because we were all not coaches for our whole lives. We were all not challengers for our whole life. So if you go back to the situation of where you were before you signed up and before you committed to this, kind of what were you thinking? You know, I mean, I told Meredith for 3.5 months, I don't do shakes. I'm not doing shakes. Don't talk to me about this. I'm not doing shakes. Like, I only wanted to go on the cruise that she was showing pictures of. You know, so it's like if I put myself back, and she was extremely patient. She only fed me little bits of information as she felt that I was ready for them. And she really listened. She really listened to everything that I had to say. And she reacted to what I needed and how fast I wanted to push the conversation. And I'm guilty of that too, you know, where you start talking to somebody and you don't want to lose their attention. So you just say a whole bunch of stuff, and then all of a sudden it's crickets, because it's like, oh geez, I don't want to do all that. That's too much. So I'm just going to encourage you. I'm going to post the link to that hopefully tomorrow, but I'm really going to encourage you guys to try to slow it down, take little bits of information, listen to what people are saying. The main thing is that they're not buying from you and choosing to do a program with you or choosing to sign up with you as a coach because of what you are doing. They're choosing to because of why you're doing it. Something about why you're doing this business, something about why you've chosen this workout program, something about why you feel Shakeology is doing good things for your body, or the performance line, or whatever it is that you're using. Those are the feelings and the things that you need to connect yourself to. And those are the things that you have to share about. Everyone knows what we're doing. You know, it's very clear when we post pictures. They know we're working out. They know we're into fitness. They know that we like healthy food. And those are all valuable things that they can see and they can learn from. But those aren't the things that are going to, you know, get them to be inspired to want to do what we're doing. Even if they're the perfect type of person, even if they're the person that could take this and totally run with it, they have to feel like there's a connection to what it is and how we're doing it and what we're doing. And so there's a really good video out there I just listened to. I think I posted it in our group actually. It's Simon Sinek, who is big on like your why. And he talks a lot about that. You know, people are not buying. He gives an example of Apple computers. You know, people don't buy Apple computers because of what they do. Other computers do what Apple computers do. People are buying Apple computers because of why they do it. Like, there's a really awesome story. It's got a whole thing surrounding it that makes it much more desirable. You know, so think about your business that way. I think it gets to be overcomplicated. So I don't know, hopefully that's helpful. Did you want to add anything to that, SJ? No? Okay. And then the other thing with talking to people, we talked about Team Cup. So even though, you know, you're going through and talking to maybe one person, two people a day, it all comes down to numbers, you guys. Really is a numbers game. And I don't mean that to say just talk to as many people and don't worry about what you're saying. Absolutely quality over quantity, 150%. But you need to be talking to more people. If you're not getting through to people, or you're not making that connection, and you'd like to have me look at your conversation just so like a screen print, you know, or send them to SJ or whoever your coach is, if you'd like to send a screen print of kind of what you're saying, sometimes just like the slightest little tweak of words or sentence or something can really change the way that something comes across to somebody else. So if you'd like us to, you know, someone to do that, or post it in the team page. I mean, we're in this together. You know, I mean, I learn from you guys as much as you learn from me. So, you know, post it in the team page, and you guys can completely use that page as a place for you to be able to interact and communicate with each other. So yeah, so it's a numbers game. And like I said, you still want to have it be where you're having really effective conversations. You still want to be listening. But if you're getting to the point that you're like, gosh, I feel like I'm talking to, you know, I'm having 2 conversations a day and I'm just not getting anywhere. The reality is that it's a numbers game, which means that 1 in every 10 are probably going to be interested enough to pursue this and do something with you, whether it be get on a program or be a coach or whatever. 1 in 20 are probably going to be the people that are going to come in and really run with it. And I don't mean for the challenge, but I mean as far as coaching goes. So if you think of those numbers and you think if you're only talking to 2 people, let's say a day, or you're only reaching out to 2 people a day, the length of time it's going to take you to be able to make a connection where somebody's going to kind of want to run with this and try this with you is going to be a lot longer. So it's either what you're saying or that you're just not talking to enough people, because it's a really simple thing what we're doing. You're being a product of the product. You're using a product. You're using a program. You're getting results, and you're sharing about it. And people either want to do that or they don't. And they want to do it with you because they like what you're doing and why you're doing it. But when you're having that conversation with them, they need to still make that connection. So I can't stress that enough. If you're a new coach, I can't stress enough to try to reach out, get support. If you don't want to, if you don't feel like you're getting in this team, you're in the Soul Warriors group as well. There's a ton of coaches in there. There's a lot to learn from people. So this is not the kind of business where everybody's for themselves and nobody wants to help people and we're all in competition. It's like nothing I've ever been in before. It's so rewarding. Everybody shares everything. There's even a top coach. I mean, if you listen to the National Wake Up Call, the things that those top coaches are giving out, the bits of information of things that they do for their business to get where they're at, most businesses like this, you would never hear that, because that potentially could be, little old me could be sitting over here in Rochester, Michigan and be like, oh, I never thought to do that, and take it and run with it and get to the top. But people want that. It's business of helping people, of sharing with people. And so don't feel intimidated by reaching out to anybody that's out there. But more importantly, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask the questions, because people will share. And if you listen, if you're ready to listen and do what they're saying, I guarantee you'll see a difference. I guarantee it. So, this is my full-time job. This is all I do. I'm staying at home with my girls, and this is my focus. I've made a commitment to myself for 2016. I've got goals where I want to be at a certain point in this company. That's not everybody's goals, but it doesn't mean that the steps that we need to take to be able to get where we want to go aren't the same. We just need to take less of those steps. So if you want to sit down and go through what your goals are, and you want some help kind of working it backwards to try to get a really good schedule and to really understand what your business is meant to do this year and how to get it there while still finding time for your job and your kids and your family and your spouses and all that kind of stuff. I am not saying I'm perfect at it. I struggle with it every single day, but I feel like if we continue to talk together and try to work through some of that stuff, I feel like it kind of puts it all in perspective, and we can help each other. So, Heidi, is that you on the phone? 770. I think
It's me.
Is that you, Heidi, or Michelle?
It's Heidi.
It's Heidi. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Did you have any questions or anything you wanted to add?
No, not at all. I think you're explaining everything really well. No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, cool. All right, I think that's it. I think I covered it all. If you guys did not get a chance last week to listen to the Raina Odell, Bonnie Engel, I think it's called Recruiting School. That's a great video to listen to. And those YouTube videos, you don't have to be, even though they're videos, you don't have to be watching them. So if you are able to just put some headphones in and you're driving, and you can, before you get going, go to YouTube, click it, and just listen. You don't have to watch. So don't think you have to sit and watch for 1 hour what they're doing. Yeah, you want to take notes maybe, but you can absolutely listen while you're driving someplace or doing something around the house. So I guess that's it. All right. Well, thanks, guys. We will, good luck with Team Cup. And if you want any more suggestions on how to work with your teams or whatever, just let me know. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.